Morning, everyone. I've got Diane with me. She's going to be on the chat. Thank you very much for turning up for another Wednesday class. It's the 83rd class, and believe it or not, we've only got 2 more weeks left, and we would have gone round the entire year cycle that we started a year ago. So I think we'd better have a bit of a celebration in a couple of weeks' time for exactly that. So please say hi in the chat. It's lovely to see some familiar names and some people who haven't seen for a while. So I thought we'd do a special on breathing today because it's autumn, it's the time of year for breathing, and it's to do with the metal element is related to the lungs, and there's various different interesting aspects to breathing that we can explore energetically today. So I thought we'd do the breathing test thing. Basically, what I'm going to get you to do before we do the scanning and the different burners, we'll do this experiment where we're just going to not force anything. All we're going to do is we're just going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to check out and see where that breath goes to. Where's the lowest point the breath goes to? And I've got the where did your breath go to poll lined up here, ready to launch that. And we'll find out how we are with the breathing. So are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to just, I'll do it with you. We're just going to literally just sit. We're not going to force anything, okay? We're just going to sit, relax slightly. And just going to get down out of the way there. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and then, okay, I'm going to do it with you. Are you ready? Okay, so without forcing anything, without directing the breath or anything, we're going to just take a deep breath in. Okay, hold it and breathe out. Okay, now did you notice where the lowest part of your breath felt to go? Let's do it one more time just in case. Just repeat that breath again. Okay, now where did the breath go to? Was it just up here? Was it down here, down as far as the diaphragm, or did you feel it any lower? And I'm going to run the poll on the breathing. When you breathe in, when you just breathe in, where's the lowest part of the breath going? And we can work from there. Did it was the upper lungs, the upper abdomen, or the lower abdomen? Okay, those of you who've probably been to every 83 classes, probably like totally in the zone, and your breathing probably went straight down into the lower burner. But let's see what the majority is. Okay, look, it's pretty good actually. Most of you are having quite a deep breath there. Most of it's at least in the lungs, and the majority of you are feeling it in the upper abdomen. In other words, what you're doing is you are actually releasing the diaphragm, and you're feeling the breath going down into here. Okay, so what I thought we'd do today is we do a bit of a special on the breathing, and we can just explore some of the connections in Chinese medicine, the kind of things that will allow us to get the breathing much lower. And that's really important because it helps us regulate the nervous system. We now know that the parasympathetic nervous system is connected to the out-breath, and the depth of the breathing, and especially the length of the out-breath, helps us regulate our nervous system, which is, we need a lot of that at the moment coming out of COVID. So let's do the body scanning, and Dinah's on the chat if you've got any questions. We'll do the body scanning and the 3 burners. We'll find out which burners you want to work on. I'm going to link that with the breathing today. Also got one of my favorite points as point of the week. Can't wait to share that with you later on in the Wednesday class. So let's go. So first of all, it's the whole body scan. So we're just going to stand, or you can sit, it doesn't matter. And we're going to just scan through the whole body and get a picture of any areas of weakness or tension or anything you feel you'd like to work on. So if you'd like to do it with me, I'm going to start right above my head. I'm going to come down through the head, just checking out the scalp, how that feels, going down through the eyes, just using my intention, like almost like shining a searchlight down through an internal searchlight down through our body. So we get through into the eyes, sinuses, the ears, the mouth. Okay, and then down through the throat, down through the shoulders, down the arms, scanning through the chest, and the upper back. Down into the diaphragm and the upper abdomen here. Okay, we're now kind of shining a torch as we're going down, exploring the how we are in those areas, and then into the lower part of the abdomen and the lower back, into the hips, right into the joint there, down into the knees, ankles and feet. Okay, great. Now we're just going to kind of chill out a bit. We're going to tune into the whole body, having gone through with that searchlight. I'm just going to compare different areas and see where the main places are that you feel obstructions or weakness. We're going to draw a picture of that. Okay, got it. So now I'm going to do my whole body scan. And if you've been coming every week, or like you've been last week, then perhaps you can remember what you felt like last week, or you may even collect the pictures. I don't know, I found some myself in the office today, and I thought, oh yeah, I remember that. That was what I felt like last week. Okay, so that's our whole body scan. It's a really good idea to do that once a week, at least, just to tune into your own energy and just see how you're doing. Okay, definitely leave the Wednesday class myself today. Look at that, definitely. Okay, so now I'm going to do the three burner scan. So we're going to just get a piece of paper again and divide it up into 3 equal parts, like that. And we'll go through the burners and we'll see how we do. Okay, and we're going to contrast all the 3, and then we'll draw them up and we'll decide. I'll run the poll and we'll see which burner is the favourite burner of the week this week, and then we'll use that to just see if we can get the whole of the group to improve the breathing even more as a theme for this Wednesday. Okay, so now let's just tune into the burners, and let's start off with the upper burner this week. We're going to start off with the lungs and the heart area above the diaphragm. So I'm just going to close my eyes for a second, actually, just tune in just to that burner. Okay, now notice if there's any obstruction or any heat or any feeling of dryness there, because this should be kind of like a mist, kind of moist, open, cool area. You don't really want any obstruction or tightness around the heart, and the lungs definitely should be nice and cool. Okay. So check out your upper burner and see how that feels. And we're going to go down now into the middle burner. That's below the diaphragm and above the navel. That's this area here, which encompasses the stomach and the liver meridian. Okay, so tuning in there, I'm going to close my eyes again. And what is that like? Okay, again, this should be quite relaxed. Again, not hot and not tense. It should be open and relaxed because that helps the digestion and it helps the flow, particularly between the upper and the lower burner. More on that later when we get into the breathing. Okay, so cool. Now we're going to go down into the lower burner and we'll see what that feels like. So I'm going to tune in again. All right. Okay, so that should be nice, again, nice, kind of like strong, but not too obstructed, definitely not hot. And it doesn't really want to be weak. If it feels weak and unstable, then it's something we really need to work on with the lower burner exercises. Okay, so now let's just compare those 3 areas and decide which one you would like to work on the most. It's a bit of a hard one for me this week. I've got 2 burners vying for position. I don't know about you, whether you've got an obvious one that you'd like to work on. I'm going to do a quick sketch and write a few words here just to remind me of what's going on. Okay, right, let's get that poll shared and then we'll get right on once we know what the burner situation is like in the group. Okay, so which burner would you like to work on most today? I'm just going to share that poll and we'll just see how we get on. So if you'd like to vote for your burner, and we'll... Any more votes? I know sometimes if you're watching an iPad or a phone, sometimes it's difficult to vote, so we probably won't get everyone through. Wow, okay, look at that. We've got neck and neck, lower and middle burner, and the upper burner is trading at 18%. So we've got a lower and middle burner. Thank you, someone's just voted for the middle burner and edged it ahead there. So we've got the middle burner has won this week, okay? And so we can really explore that in relation to the breathing. This is very interesting, isn't it? Because you'd think the breathing, you'd think about the upper burner, and that is important, obviously, the lungs. But in Chinese medicine, there's some very interesting connections in the body that we can explore today, and we can go deeper into why that breath is not really as deep as it could be. So let's start. Let's go. Okay, so we've got mainly lower and middle burner today. So let's do some shaking out, and we're going to shake out, especially the middle burner, because that's the burner that tends to be obstructed, okay? So we're going to start off with the middle burner shaking, okay? We're going to tune into this area here, and we're going to start shaking in the middle burner, all right? So we're going to go shaking up and down. Now you can also make some sounds if you like. You can just bring some sounds, make some oh sounds, and just any sounds that resonate with the middle burner. Very good. Okay, now just let that shaking extend out into the rest of the body. I'm going to turn the heating down. Do you know what? I've got the heating on too high here. I'm already getting warm. That's another thing about the middle burner. Quite often it does create heat. So I'm just going to turn the heating down a little bit and give myself a bit of cool air around and shake that middle burner. Very good. Okay, so now let's see if we can jiggle that middle burner and extend it down to the lower burner. So we're relaxing the hips particularly. Just see if you can make the middle and the lower burner kind of merge together by just jiggling and moving about all the abdominal organs there in the space. Okay, very good. Okay, so now we've got that going, and now we're going to extend it into the upper burner. So we now let's concentrate on the diaphragm moving at the bottom of the lungs. And we take some very deep breaths in, get the whole intercostal spaces moving, and breathing out, releasing. Very good. Very good. Now we can shake all the three burners together. Very good. Okay, and now we're going to extend it out into the limbs. So we're opening up the shoulders, get that egg underneath our armpit. Relaxing the elbows and the wrists. Very good. And now we're going to go down into the hips, get the hips relaxed and shake down into the feet. Very good. Okay, and now let's just go up to the head and the throat. We're going to open the throat as if we're yawning. Relax the jaw. And bounce the jaw up and down. Get that, really relax the jaw right in here. Excellent. So we've got the whole body shaking now. And we started off with the middle burner, didn't we? So let's keep shaking and focus back into the middle burner and try and get release through the whole body. Okay, very good. Feel better already. Okay, so now let's just check out how we're feeling in terms of connecting with heaven and earth. So we're just going to stand for a second. We're going to have that thread floating us up from above, and our sacrum is hanging down. We're going to soften the hips slightly in here, so the sacrum's hanging down, head's floating up. Okay, very good. Okay, and now just check in, see how you're feeling in terms of yin and yang, in terms of connection with heaven and earth. This is a basic check, so it's really good to do. Are you feeling like you're floating up by the ends? Or are you feeling like you're really heavy and you're sinking down? Or are you feeling nicely balanced with a good connection into the earth and a nice connection upwards through the release of the base of the cranium and the shoulders and the upper thoracic? That's the bit of the back that's here, connected to the ribs, by the way. Okay, so let's just check in with that. Okay, so very good. So you probably get an idea of where you are there, and we'll just improve that as we go on. Here we go. Now we're going to use one of our favorite points. We're going to use kidney 1. We're going to use it to energize the lower burner. Now, the reason for that is because the lower burner connects with the lungs, and it helps us breathe deeply into the down into the lower abdomen. So energizing this area is really important to start with. And this is called the kidney energy grasping the Qi from the lungs. So basically what happens, we breathe in. If we don't have that connection, the breathing tends to go high, we get into this sort of breathing like this. But if the kidney energy is there and it's rooting the breath down, we get this lovely feeling of the breath going deeper. Okay, so let's do that. And we're going to start the whole doing thing off with kidney 1 because that's the strongest yin tonifying point of the body. What that means is it basically is connected to the cooling and the solid parts of the body, and most importantly, it connects us with the earth. Kidney 1 is an earthing point, and we need to get that really energized first of all. So let's do this with me. We're going to first of all press into kidney 1, and I'm opening up the whole foot as I do that. Pressing in, opening the whole foot up. Okay, very good. Once you've opened the foot up, then it's time to give kidney 1 a really good bit of doing. I'm just going to tap that with my loose fist, keeping the wrist really relaxed. Holding on to kidney 3, that's this point here behind the ankle. Okay, and notice I'm also stretching open here. This is opening up the kidney channel in the leg, so it's doing 3 different things at once. I'm doing kidney 1 here, I've got kidney 3 stimulated with my thumb right here, and I've got this kidney meridian stretch opening up the knee there. If you can do that, if not, just put it wherever you can, see if you can get to kidney 1. And if you can't do this at all, you can also stimulate it by just bashing your feet on the floor. That's an alternative if you don't have the flexibility to get your foot right up here. Okay, I'm just going to give it a bit more of a press, I think, and I'm going to stretch my foot out, stretch my leg out. This is stretching the bladder and the kidney meridian. I'm pulling back slightly on the foot, and that's opening up the whole of the kidney bladder channel. Sweet. Okay, good. Very good. Put the sock back on. Where's it gone? Okay, here we are. Okay, same thing on the other leg. The other foot, we're going to go open into kidney 1. There we are. Just that foot really relaxed and opened up. I'm just pressing a few other points here. I'm pressing liver 3, which we did earlier in the spring. I don't know if you remember that one. That's between the first and the second metatarsals there. Just massaging there. And the reason I'm doing that is because that middle burner, I'm starting to get a bit of a head start on the middle burner there. And there's another point here between the second and third toe. That's just a stomach point. So what I'm doing is I'm just opening up the middle burner as well while I'm getting kidney 1 open. Good idea. And actually just opening up the foot this way, stretching the foot out this way is going to help the middle burner, because a lot of middle burner channels run down into the foot along there. Okay, bit of a tap. Okay, how are we doing? Feels pretty good, I think. Just need one more tap. Hold on to kidney 3, open up the channel, open up this, and give it a nice stretch. Nice. Okay, I think that's going to do it. Let's check it out though. I'm going to put my sock back on, get this chair out of the way. Excellent. Okay, right, so now let's just check in again and just feel the magic of kidney 1 and just see how we're feeling now. Look at that. Can you feel that already? That grounding aspect's really much stronger. We've got kidney 1 nice and open now. Already starting to feel quite a lot calmer and quite a lot more grounded. Now what we want to do now is we want to get that yin energy from the earth up into the lower burner, and that we can then use that to supplement the kidney yin. Okay, so let's do it. We're going to use doing. We're going to go up the kidney channel and down the bladder channel. Okay, I've had a request. Actually, it's Chris has asked me more than once over the last 83 Wednesday classes to have a simple idea of where the channels are. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I did it once before. I'm going to do it again this week. Okay, just in case you can't always remember where the channels are. It's very, very simple. Okay, there's basically the front of the body, the sides of the body, and the back of the body. So there's only 3 different sides. There's the front, back, and sides. There's 3 places on the body. And then we've got the arms and we've got the legs. Okay, and so if you can remember that, we've got front, sides, and back. Okay, front, sides, and back of the arm. And all the channels, there's 12 channels, but they're grouped in groups of 6. And so basically, if you can remember that, just front, sides, and back, remember the ones that go on the arms and the legs, you'll be all set, okay? So bearing that in mind, we're going to use the kidney and bladder channels. Now they are on the legs and they're on the back, okay? So we've got kidney and bladder on the back, the kidney's on the inside back of the legs, and the bladder's on the outside back of the legs, right down the middle there, okay? So we've got bladder and kidney, the water element on the backs of the legs. And we're going to use that water element energy to stimulate the kidney yin. So see what that feels like. We're going to tap gently behind kidney 3. We're going to go up, back inside the legs. Okay. And then we're going to go down the outside back of the legs. Like this. Okay, so you've got 12 meridians. It seems very complicated at first, but if you break it down into the positions and the elements, it gets simpler as we go on. So we go up the kidney channel and down the bladder channel. Okay, they're both water element meridians, and they both connect with the lower burner particularly. Okay, so we're going to go up here. If you want to get a bit more sophisticated, come up on top of the pubic bone here. This is kidney 11. We go round onto the sacrum and go round bladder 36, all the way down bladder 40, 57, 60, and down behind the ankles there. Okay, so you've got it. You've got the bladder meridian and the kidney meridian, the water element meridians are on the back of the legs. Okay, I'm going to shake out. Okay, check this out now, because that's going to open up the yin energy from the earth. So we're just going to stand, get that feeling of the nice flow all the way up into the lower abdomen. So now we need to activate the kidney yang, because we need a yin and yang balance here, and we're going to do that with movement. So we're going to rub our hands together. Okay, and place them on this point, these points just below the navel, about an inch and a half below the navel, and we're going to rotate like this. Right. As we're doing this though, we're working on our alignment. We're floating the head up, bringing the sacrum down, sinking the sacrum down, opening up the hips. Okay, now we want some nice yin connection with the earth. So we're going to open up kidney 1, feel a nice solid connection with the earth. Keep those shoulders relaxed. That's it. And now we're going to energize the lower burner by using this stimulation of conception, vertical 4 and 6, 2 important points that are kind of like center of energy of the person. When we do this, we're going to open the armpit, open up, imagine that egg in the armpit, imagine energy flowing down our hands and into the lower burner, and we're going to feel that warmth generating there. Okay, now as you can feel This is a feeling of warmth, mingling and connecting with this cool, lovely earth, yin feeling of the earth coming up through the legs along the channel. And that's building the kidney yin and yang. When we do that, we'll have enough energy there to grasp the Qi from the lungs. Okay, that's the plan. Okay, very good. There we go. Now we can also supplement that if we've got flexibility in the shoulders. If not, just keep going. But you may want to use bladder 23 in the middle of the back. Again, same thing, aligning the spine, relaxing the hips, using the backs of the hands to stimulate bladder 23. Okay, very good. Okay, I'm going to go back here, do a bit more of this. Right, let's combine the yin and the yang here. So we're creating this warmth, this is the yang, and opening up kidney 1, that's the yin. Okay, connecting that with the lower hara. So now it should feel two things. It should feel energized and it should feel nice and solid and strong. And that's the yin and the yang balancing out. If you need more yin, you're getting a bit too warm, open up kidney 1. And if you need more yang, just a little bit more energy down the arms, opening up the armpits until we get that lovely mingling of yin and yang in the lower burner. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, now check this out. Okay, keep kidney 1 open, hold the lower burner. Okay, and now take a deep breath in. Okay, and breathe out. Okay, now contrast that with what was happening just 20 minutes ago, I think it was. Let's have a look here. Yeah, more or less 25 minutes ago when we did exactly the same exercise, and you'll probably almost certainly feel the breath settling and coming down much stronger down into the lower part of the body, and that's the kidney energy grasping the Qi from the lungs. Now there's a chance that it's still not quite getting down there, and that could be because the middle burner is obstructed, and that's when we need to open up the middle burner to make sure that that Qi goes down and is grasped properly. And we've got quite a few techniques to do that. Let's go back to learning where the meridians are again. Okay, we've got the back of the legs, kidney and bladder, and now we've got the front of the legs are the earth element, and they're related to the stomach, which is one of the middle burner organs. Okay, the stomach and the spleen run along the front of the body. We've got spleen on the inside and stomach on the outside, but the whole of this area here is related to the spleen and stomach, the earth element. So let's use that to unblock the middle burner. I'm going to start tapping just around here and down the outside of the abdomen here. Okay, and then we're going to go down the stomach channel, front, outside of the legs. Remember this point, stomach 36, the famous 3-mile point. And then up the yin channel, the spleen channel, up we go into the abdomen again, and then down again. Okay, so the front of the legs is the earth element, stomach and spleen. I wonder if we should have a test on the last week. There should be a test. I'll run a few polls and see if we can remember where these are. Okay, stomach 36 and up the spleen channel. Okay, so we've got back, kidney and bladder, front, stomach and spleen. Okay, so let's just tune in here. I'm going to press around here. Now, if you're a middle burner person and you feel that has released a bit, it could be the stomach channel, or it could also be the liver and gallbladder channels. Okay, these run on the sides, so they're not next to each other. They're different. The kidney and bladder are next to each other, stomach and spleen next to each other, liver and gallbladder are separate. They're either side of the legs. Okay, the inside and outside, and they connect with the middle burner with the liver. So we can do this tapping around the costal region, that's the lung region. And by the way, this is another thing that can happen that can affect the breathing. If we get the liver blocking, it can creep upwards from the diaphragm and it can make the whole of this area stiff. So if you're a middle burner person, just make sure that you extend from the diaphragm up into the intercostal spaces and tap around here. What I'm doing, I'll just give you a bit of a close-up here and show you what I'm doing. I'm actually tapping here, and my fingers are going between the ribs. The liver channel actually runs up here, but it can often spread out through the whole costal region. So I'm just tapping all around here, and then up. The channel actually runs from liver 13 up to 14, so it kind of goes from here to there. That's where the actual channel is. But this whole area can get affected, the whole of the costal area. So let's make sure we do a really good job on that. Let's get that freed up. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to go down the liver and gallbladder channels. Remember, they're on the sides of the legs. So we can go from here and go down into this point here. Remember this point right on the buttocks there, down the sides of the legs, tapping down the sides, and then up inside the legs and round, down and up. Okay, make sure you go right on the inside, just behind this adductor muscle here. Down that side. And on the inside. Very good. Okay, then brushing off. Okay, just do a little bit of a shake there because the liver channel is related to obstruction of Qi, and quite often it'll release things. So shaking, especially shaking downwards, is a really good idea after we've done that exercise. Let's do that for a little bit, keeping the middle burner as open as we can. Very good. Okay, so let's just follow that up with that nice twisting exercise. Remember, the head is suspended from above, the sacrum hangs down, and we're going to twist like this, and we're going to look to left and right. Okay, and as we do this, we're focusing on releasing the whole of the middle burner. Here we go. Got it? So let's just really release that. Okay, now as we're doing that, we can supplement this by opening up kidney 1, okay, and getting that feeling of the connection with the earth. And this is really important Chinese medicine because the kidney yin, that's the cooling kind of, the cooling aspect of the kidney is directly connected to the liver. So we want to keep chilled. We don't want to get too anxious or frustrated and things and angry. We can get that kidney yin smoothing out the liver, helping the liver smooth out the Qi, okay? And we can feel that in our body by opening up kidney 1 and getting a real sense of the ground, the coolness of the ground. You can imagine that we're a tree and got liquid coming up through the trunk. It's a good visualization. Really chill out that middle burner there. Excellent. Okay, very good. A little bit more of a shake. Okay, so remember that's the liver and gallbladder inside and outside the legs. So we've done all the meridians in the legs now, just to review. We've got the back, the sides and the front. We've got kidney and bladder at the back, the water element. We've got the earth element, stomach and spleen at the front. And we've got liver and gallbladder on the legs. And just an extra little bit of information there. The ones on the outside are the yang channels, so stomach, gallbladder, bladder. The ones on the inside, the spleen, the liver and the kidney, are the yin channels, the ones that go more into the internal organs. Okay, and the yang channels tend to go down the outside of the body and down. Very good. Okay, so just shake a little bit more. Okay, shall we check in with our breathing and just see what's happening? So we're going to rub our hands together again, place the hands on the dantian, keep that kidney 1 open, and balance out the yin and the yang of the kidney in the lower hara. So you want a nice, cool, solid, not too cold though, kind of warmish, substantial feeling there underneath our hands. Relax the middle burner. Okay, now you should feel it quite tingly now with all that going that we've done all around here. So just breathe, just relaxing that, but just relaxing. Okay, that's good. All right, let's check it in. Let's check in again with the breath, taking a deep breath in. Okay, there we are. Now, if you're a middle burner person, you almost certainly will have noticed difference now because that opening in the diaphragm means that breath can, the energy from the breath can go down into the lower hara. Let's just do it one more time. completely different. Excellent. Okay, great. So that's 2/3 of it done. And the last part of it is just getting that lung energy energized so that we can get the Qi in through the lungs and down into the lower burner. So let's check out the lung stretch. The lung runs, it connects with the throat, goes deep into the lungs, and the channel runs out into the thumb. So this is a really good way of checking out to see how the lungs are. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. Okay, got that? Now we want to really open that whole feeling out and get the whole lungs energized. See, I'm coughing. That's a sign of the lungs being stimulated. What we're going to do is we're going to do this. This is a medical Qigong exercise, and it's used to stimulate the lungs, and we can use it also to send the lung Qi down to the kidneys. Here we're going to do it. We're lifting the hands up, about shoulder width. We're opening up the kidney 1, keeping the feet parallel, softening the hips, opening the armpits, and then bringing the arms back. Okay, that's one of these exercises. It doesn't look like much, but it's to do with the repetition, and it's to do with the internal energetics of the exercise. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to open up kidney 1 again, opening up in the feet, connecting the feet to the earth, softening the hips, relaxing the knees, feeling the strength in the lower burner, first of all. Okay, relaxing into the hips, relaxing the sacrum. Okay, so I'm relaxing all the way down here. Then opening up the middle burner, relaxing the diaphragm. Okay, and then once we've done that, then we're ready to bring that Qi in from the air. And the way we do that is we imagine all the air above us, imagine it bringing in, coming in through the nose, through, opening the throat, and then down into the lungs and then down. Okay, so here we go. Opening up the thumbs to open up lung 1. We're going to release this area here. Just take some nice easy breaths, nice easy deep breaths. You notice that you tend to go really low down to the abdomen already. And nice long exhalations. Okay, and now what we can do is we can explore, again as we're doing this, we're exploring the whole of the lungs. Just notice that any obstructions in any of the intercostal spaces. We want the whole of this area to get really free and this area to open up. And all that we can do internally while we're swinging the arms, opening up the channel. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now let's just give the lungs a little bit of a boost by doing some doing. And we're going to start here, right in lung 1 area. It's just around here. Lung 1 is just here. Tapping here. Okay, and now we're going to go down the arms. Okay, so we've got the front of the legs, the inside and outside of the legs, and the back of the legs. And now we're going to go down the front of the arms. Okay, and both these metal element channels, the metal element, they run down the front of the arms. So they're the equivalent of the stomach and spleen on the legs, if you think about it. Okay, so they go down here and we go down towards the thumb. This is the lung channel, and we go back up the large intestine channel. And they're the front meridians of the arm. They're both together. Notice they're not either side, they're both together, and they're the equivalent of the stomach and spleen on the front. So we're going to go down to the lung and then up the large intestine. Okay. Gosh, it's making me cough. It's a good sign that the lung channel's opening. Just one more time. And up the large intestine channel. Okay, the lung channel is the yin channel, it's on the inside of the arm, and the large intestine is the yang channel. It goes up into the face. That's it. Okay, all the yang channels start and finish on the face and head, and they go down like this. The yin channels come up and they go into the internal organs. That's the difference. Okay, so we better do the other arm. So here we go, lung 1. I'm going to make a bit of a sound because I want to clear this throat. I'm going to relax my throat. If you really relax, you'll feel a connection between lung 1 and the throat, and that's a facial pathway. Again, it's an embryonically laid down pathway that links the lung channel with the throat. That's why the lung channel itself is used a lot to treat the throat. So lots of points on the lung channel, which we've explored before. Okay, up the large intestine channel here. Remember large intestine 10 from last week, the 3-mile point of the arm. Well, we're going to do another point of the week very, very soon, in a moment. Okay, so down the lung channel, down into the thumb, and then up. Very good. Just go around 3 times. Oh, there we are. Bit of a shake, just shaking up the upper body. Okay, good. Now let's just check in again. We're going to breathe in, breathe out. Okay, now tune into your chest. You'll feel it's so much freer now, and that's all the lovely lung channel work we've done. Okay, so let's do the breathing again. We're going to hold on to the lower hara again. Open up kidney 1. Connect with the lower abdomen. Got it? Relax the middle burner. Okay, and now check into your upper burner. Can you feel that tingly kind of active feeling there in the lungs? That's the activation of the lung qi by the doing and this exercise here. Okay, awesome stuff. So now we've got the lungs bringing the qi in, going through a nice relaxed middle burner and connecting with the lower burner. Okay, so let's try it. Okay, let's just do simple breathing. Before we do that, open up kidney 1 again, relax the middle burner, and let's do it all together, breathing in. And very slow exhalation. Okay, awesome stuff. How was that? Really smooth. Did you notice how the breath just went in so smoothly and so effortlessly? And that's what we want. We've got all 3 burners harmonized by maximizing our breathing, and that's really important for regulating the nervous system. Okay, superb. So now let's just check out the last two groups of channels in the arms. So we've got the front channels in the leg, the stomach and spleen, inside and outside, liver and gallbladder, and back, kidney and bladder. We've got lung and large intestine on the front. So we've got the inside and outside of the arms, and these relate to the gallbladder and liver. We've got heart protector, which relates to the liver. And we've got triple heater on the outside, which relates to the gallbladder. Okay, so we're like this kind of thing. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do some dome. We're going to do a circuit of the heart protector and triple heater, and then we'll do the last pair of meridians. And these are all connected to the upper burner. So if you've got upper burner issues and you've got any constriction in the channels, maybe anxiety or emotional stuff or anything like that that's affecting tightness around here, this is for you. So let's try that. We're just going to go from the chest, down the middle of the arms. This is the heart protector, inside the middle of the arms, and then up the outside of the arms, and onto the shoulder, and then round again. Okay, so notice that on the inside and outside of the arms, they're not together like lung and large intestine. They're opposite each other. All right, so we've got front, back, and sides. Just remember that, front, back, and sides for the arms and the legs. Okay, I'll put the heater. Okay, and then brushing off. This is a really good channel, by the way, for any tightness in the chest. You get that, and that can affect the breathing too, with sort of anxiety and stiffness there. If you've got that, this is, if you have ever had that kind of thing, this is a fantastic technique to help release it. And I'm going right in here between the ribs, down the inside of the arms, and up the outside of the arms. Okay, got it? So we're nearly there now. We've just got 1 pair of meridians left. And you notice we don't often do dough-in on those because they're the delicate, very delicate heart channel, which is quite vulnerable. I'll show you that in a minute. Brush that off. Just feel like stretching here, so let's do this. Breathing in, breathing out. This is the heart protected stretch right down the middle of the inside of the arms. Okay, we've got front, we've got sides, we've got back. We've got the front, we've got the sides, so we've only got one thing left, which is the back of the arms. and that's the heart and the small intestine channel. The heart being the yin organ, yin channel, and the small intestine being the yang channel that runs up here into the head again. So we're going to be a bit gentle with this because it's, like I say, a little bit vulnerable. So we do it really lightly. Let's open it up with a stretch first of all. Bring our hands together. Breathe in, stretch backwards, open up the armpit. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, and that's a heart stretch. And we do that we do the channel by starting off underneath the armpit, gently tapping down the inside of the arm. Okay, it runs through here, down into the wrist, down to the little finger, goes on the inside of the finger, and then it runs back up. This is the yang channel now on the back of the arm, which is the equivalent of the bladder channel on the leg. Okay, so this is the same as the kidney meridian on the leg, inside, back, and this one is the same as the bladder channel. It's on the outside back of the arm. So we've got front, lung, large intestine, inside and outside, heart protector and triple heater, and then kidney, heart and small intestine along the back of the arm. Right, so just remember front, back, and sides, yin and yang, and that helps break it all down into easy to remember chunks. Getting right back into here. Remember these points here, small intestine 9 and 10. We did these when we did the small intestine channel. Really good for shoulder stiffness and things like that. Brushing off. Okay, the other side. If you want to get right into heart one, I remember when we did heart one, when we did the heart channel, it's a very calming point for the chest. I'm just pressing in here and then tapping down the heart channel and up the small intestine. There we go. Brilliant stuff. Okay, down. The back of the arm. Okay, back of the arm. Okay, one more to do, one more. Nice and light. And then back up. Brilliant. Okay, lovely. Just check in now with that heart stretch and see whether anything's changed. Breathing in. And then slowly breathing out. Just that little bit easier in the whole chest and the arms, and that's the heart channel opening up. You notice my voice has changed because the heart meridian is really to do with calmness, and it's kind of like the quality of your consciousness in your mind. Okay, so that's a big improvement there. Okay, it has to be time for point of the week. Let's have a little break before we do all the yang channels and finish off. We've now done all the channels in the body. Okay, stomach and spleen, liver and gallbladder, kidney and bladder, lung and large intestine, heart protector and triple heater, and heart and small intestine. Front, sides and back, front, sides and back. There we go. I hope that helps. Helps remembering where all the channels are. Okay, so now it's time for point of the week, one of my favorite points. It's a really good one. And it's very close to large intestine 10. It's actually large intestine 11, and here it is. It's called Qi, or pool by the bend, and I'll show you exactly how to find it. I showed you how to find it on my own elbow here. Okay, what you do is you take your elbow like this. You'll find that there's a crease here, like a little crease. You go down the end of it, and then you find a little hollow, which is just here. You can see this bone here. It's just in that hollow there, right at the end of the crease. It's pretty easy to find actually, and it's just up the arm from large intestine 10 that we did last week. Okay, now this is a really important point. It's used for cooling the body, and it's very good for diverticulitis and things like that. I use it all the time for that. I'll put my hand on the client's abdomen and I'll work down the large intestine channel until I get there, and 9 times out of 10 you'll feel the heat, the inflammation reducing. It's really powerful. So I'll just show you the picture again. Okay, and a bit like large intestine 10, it has several actions. The main action is it clears heat, But it's also used for digestion because of large intestine, so things like constipation, diarrhea, things like that, particularly if there's heat. So if there's like hot, smelly diarrhea, that's associated with heat. It's also used for the head, again, the eyes, toothache, the throat, again. But it's also used as a local point for the elbow and the upper arm. So I thought what we'd do is we'd do an energy exercise again, like we did last week for large intestine 10. And then I think I've got the poll. Let me just check. I've got, yes. Okay, then I'll ask you and see where you felt the action. Okay, so you want to try that? So we're going to relax, tune into our whole body, take our arm like this. And I'm going to do this and use my thumb like this. I'm almost like folding my arms, put my thumb right in there. I'm going to relax. And you're pressing in directly in towards the joint. Okay, good, right. So now I'm going to just relax, tune into your whole body and see where you feel the action of that point. Do you feel it in the arm mainly, in the tummy, the digestive area, or do you feel it in the head? Let's try it again on the other side. Okay, find the point again by going to the end of that crease, right in that hollow there. Okay, and I'm going to close my eyes again. Tune into my whole body, relax, gently but firmly press in to activate the point. Okay, and then just check out, do you feel most of the effect of the point in the digestion, the head, or in the arm, the upper arm? It's used for strengthening the upper arm. Okay, so I'm going to run the poll. We had a massive surprise last week. I wonder if we're going to have a similar surprise this time. So where did you feel the action of large intestine 11? Did you feel it in your head, the arm or elbow, or the abdomen? Or you may have felt it in or somewhere else. Let's just see. Amazing. Look, this is absolutely incredible. This is very similar to what happened with large intestine 10, which you saw the shock on my face last week, and I've got the same shock again, because only a minority of us, of this group, felt it in the arm and the elbow, which is extraordinary. When you think we're like pressing in our elbow, you think that's going to be the first place that we're going to feel it. But actually, it's got stronger action for the group in the head and face. And I have to say that's where I felt it the most. I felt a little bit in the digestion, but mainly in the head and the face. So it just shows you how strong these points are and how much they're connected. So thank you very much for that. That's absolutely amazing. Right, so talking of the head and face, I think we need to work on the yang channels. And just to review, the yang channels they all begin and end on the head. There's several around the eyes and nose and stuff like that. So basically, we've done lots of them. Bladder 1, gallbladder 1, triple heater 23. We've done loads of these points. Stomach 1, as our journey through the year. So if you notice that all these yang channels, what that really means is that yang energy can come up and give us headaches, neck pain and stuff like that. It's a very common thing when we get stressed. And what that means is that what we want to do is we want to basically move the energy down away from the head and down the neck, down through the shoulders and down through the yang channels. Now remember, the yang channels are the ones that run on the outside of the body, outside of the arms and outside of the legs. So just to finish up the session, it's a really good idea that we do that and give the whole yang channels a good tapping. You can't really go wrong really anywhere on the head, but notice that the movement is down this way. Okay, here's the gallbladder channel, side of the body, remember? And here's the bladder channel, back of the body, remember? And here's the stomach, on the front of the body. So it even works on the head. How about that? So here's the stomach channel, here's the gallbladder, and here's the bladder. Okay, sides, back, and front. Okay, so relaxing around here. So these are all the leg channels that we just went over on the head. We'll make sure we really get those channels released. I'm just going to wipe my eyes, relates to the liver and the gallbladder. We had a lot of middle burner action to this week, so eyes are a good thing to just relax. Relax in the throat. This is the stomach channel again, by the way. And then grasping down the neck, we've got the gallbladder channel and the bladder channel. The bladder channel is on the back and the gallbladder channel is on the sides. Remember, we've got these points, bladder 10, gallbladder 20, so we've got bladder 10 here. So we get that a bit of a press in. And again, the direction is down, down the body. Okay, then you might want to give it a bit of a tap as well. Excellent. Okay, so now the challenge is to get those yang channels that we've opened up in the face. Just check, make sure that everything feels nice and open. I think I've got it pretty much. Now we've got to make sure that any energy that we've dislodged here just goes down through into the hands and the feet. So we can do that by just tapping onto the shoulders here. Okay, and then down. This is all the yang channel I'm doing here, the triple heater, small intestine, large intestine. Brushing off. And then we want to get down the back as much as we can. So stretch the back open, tap down as much as we can. And then down the outside of the legs. So we've got bladder, gallbladder and stomach, all those channels. I'm covering them all with flat on my hands just to get the energy away from the head. Okay, and that's a real yin and yang balance there, clearing the yang channels. Done a lot of work on the yin channels. Okay, cool. So we've just got a little moment left to just see how we've done. Remember what it was like to breathe in just 1 hour ago. Now let's check it out and see what our breathing's like now. We're going to put our kidney 1 on the floor. We're going to open that kidney 1 point up by relaxing and opening it. We're going to relax the hips and the knees and the feet. Okay. Very good. Okay, excellent. Let's get that kidney yin and yang mingling in the lower hara. We're going to just rub the hands together. Just rub it a few times to energize it again. And balance that out with the kidney yin coming up through kidney 1. Very good. And now we're going to relax the middle burner, relax the diaphragm, float the head up to connect with the yang, sink the sacrum down and open up kidney 1 again to connect with the yin until we're nicely balanced. Perfect. Okay, very good. Okay, so now let's just take a nice deep breath in. And then breathe out. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Really lovely. Okay, nice effortless breath. Flows through the lungs, through the middle burner. You can see my hand here is expanding out as I breathe in. A really nice whole body breath, totally chilled and relaxed with a really nice combination of yin and yang. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me. I needed that Wednesday class so much. I can't tell you. I feel so different now, and I hope you do too. Let's just have a quick look in the chat. There we go. Yeah, the charts. I just caught a thing in the chat about how complicated the charts look. They do look very complicated when you see all these wiggly lines everywhere, but actually it's really, really simple. Just front, back, and sides.
Yes, Tahira. She wants a label body diagram, but it's difficult because they are all really complicated if you look at them all together. So I'm not sure what we could offer her.
Well, if you look online, you can there's loads of acupuncture charts online.
Yes, that's what she's saying. It's jolly complicated.
Yeah, I just forget about the charts and just follow the front, back, and sides method.
Yes, which sounds like a haircut to me.
Yes, it does. Short, back, and sides. Okay, well, thank you very much for tuning in. It's really got a lovely group today, and yeah, brilliant. Lovely to see I see a few new names as well as our regulars as well, which is always nice. And you're always welcome to join us. And we'll see you next Wednesday. We've only got 2 more weeks left, and we'll be round the entire Meridian cycle. I can't believe we've done that.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay,
Bye.
Thank you, Diana, for looking after the chat. And
Happy Wednesday, people. Oh, I want to say one thing. James, Fizzy Liver Man. I think it's the same James.
Yeah.
And I thought the swing turns are really the good exercise for you, James, if you're still there.
They totally are. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, bye everybody.
Brilliant. Okay, yeah, see you next week.